Gotta water my tomatoes. We're in a dry spell here. It's kind of nice that it's sunny. And watering tomatoes has problems. You can overwater and give your tomatoes root rot, especially if you don't have your soil set up right. But yeah, I'm not sure how important it is, but I let my water sit out and dechlorinate. We're not exactly in a dry area. We have a nice reservoir in northern Missouri here. I'm sure it takes energy to process, but so my butternut squash is doing pretty good. It's like productive. Let's see, am I pointing at it? Yeah, there we go. I'm sure we got some more in there at various stages. The zucchini's doing well. It's very very big on leaves. So red Russian kale. I've got some old leaves in here that endured a lot of bug predation, but you might be able to catch a glimpse of wasps. They are in here very good, doing good work, because they're finding all the worms. And so we're going from half-eaten leaves to you know what we got here. It's like basically worm-free. And the worms seem to go to this instead of my tomato plants for the most part. And the wasps are very active in the tomato plants, very vigilant. Probably got a growing family to feed. So here's some sun damage mitigation. My first line of defense is keep the leaves above the tomatoes, and that seems to work pretty good. This is probably going to be okay, even though that's probably a lot of sunlight. Depends on how hot it is. You don't want too much sunlight, but noonday sun is like the hot sun. And so the first line of defense, keeping the green above the tomatoes, does a lot of my work for me, and I can come along and fix a few problem areas. I think here's an example of one's just too far gone. It's probably, yep, so that's bad. Probably could have handled that better. Got on that earlier. Yeah, they're about as tall as I am, all these tomato plants. And I'm just starting to get reds, but the first red ones are usually damaged, and I haven't confirmed that there are any of these red ones that aren't damaged. I think that's got a crack in it, at least I can feel. There's some kind of stress usually that sets them off early, so the earlier ones are never the good ones exactly, just because of that biasing trend, it seems, in my experience. So I need to nip this in the bud. I don't mind having a few branches coming off. Don't hurt a thing. But I need to stop that before it gets out of hand. I got to put the growth where I want it. I got to keep them trained, keep them concise. If I want to have huge clusters, boom. Check that out. Boom. Boom. Got to do a little bit of pruning to concentrate the effort. And if I want to plant plants this closely, they can't just be all over each other, sucking up all the sunlight. So I like having them close together. I think it helps in water conservation, for one thing. It lets the stack of the dirt go higher because it's piled next to other dirt. I imagine the roots get all intertangled, and they'd probably do better individually if they were alone, but as a group, I don't think that's the case. So I want to apologize to Red Oak Nursery, because I'm pretty sure that these are not, in fact, beefsteak tomatoes. So sorry about that. I need to get that video and fix some of the title stuff and label it accordingly, or else it's probably bordering on slander. Actually, I were wrong. I want to admit it, and then hopefully that I haven't caused any problems for them with my 2 views on YouTube. All right.